It's time for reviews.
The way he warmed up to that, I was afraid it was going to be like really loud.
I know, so was I. He really wound up for that one.
He
but
did.
Then it was just lovely.
It was lovely.
Then it was just lovely.
So we are reviewing today the book Psychic Witch by Matt Auryn.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
It will be out February 8th.
Yes.
And currently on Amazon, you can get the Kindle edition for $10.99 on pre-order.
Yes.
And
or the paperback at $14.62. It's on sale from the $18.99 normal price.
And I highly, highly recommend you get this book.
It's a good book,
It's
y'all.
a good book. Good job, Matt. We love it. It's awesome.
He did a good job.
Yeah.
This
That's
is a
right.
good book.
Great book. I have to say I've read quite a few books on psychic development.
Yeah.
And this one is laid out. One, he's a very, very easy reader.
Yeah, very easy to read. And he's talking about science concepts, but he's doing it in a very accessible way.
It is very accessible, but he also lays it out very logically. And he builds it from the very beginning steps on up to help you become a better psychic and a better witch as far as utilizing the power and the skills that you have within yourself. And one of the things that Matt makes very clear from the very beginning is he believes everyone, and I agree with him, everyone has psychic ability. It just depends on what type of ability you have and what you do with it.
Right. This is the first book about psychic development I've ever read, because I've read a couple. This is the first one I've ever read that has made me believe I could honestly learn to do some of this.
Yes, and that's it's really true because
usually I read these books and I'm like, cute, but no, that's not going to happen. I'm not psychic. But I read this and I'm like, no, I could learn this.
Well, part of it is because he does take a scientific approach. He helps you understand how the brain works for one thing.
Right, yeah.
And he talks about how to focus and tune into that part of the brain and the mind.
He talks about neuroplasticity, which I'm very for.
And the pineal gland and the third eye and how it's connected. And he has, I don't even know how many different exercises. There are multiple exercises per chapter.
So many.
Right, yeah.
This book is probably at least 1/3, maybe 1/2 exercise.
Oh yeah, it's incredibly intensive as far as what you can apply to your own life.
Yeah, and they start from super ultra simple. Extraordinarily simple exercises. Like I said, I've read some of these books before, and sometimes they're like, here's your beginner exercise. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not very beginner. I can't do any of that. But this one starts from like literally just counting. Focus on counting from 100 to 0. And every time you get distracted, start over. And do that until you can count from 100 to 0 3 times in a row without getting distracted. And that is an exercise for training you to focus on one thing at a time.
Exactly. He takes you step by step by step from very simple to more complex to the point where you feel and you are a competent psychic.
Witch.
A
competent psychic witch.
Exactly.
Because he's like, these are not separate things.
No, for him, and I agree with him, honestly, that for him, being a psychic and being a witch, they're two sides of the same coin. And you use the same power for both activities.
Yeah, Squeaky says, oh God, my ADD brain is going to have problems. Yeah, I don't know how that would be with ADD, so if you would like to try it out, Squeaky, and get back to us, that would be super cool.
And Jeffrey says, I feel like I'd never stop questioning myself if I tried to develop psychic powers. Well, here's the thing. Matt addresses that in this book with an exercise of imagination, imagining yourself as a psychic. I won't give you the entire exercise. You have to read it for yourself. But he also gives different affirmations that you say to yourself every day. I am a psychic witch.
And this is where he makes an excellent point about neuroplasticity.
Yeah, because you tell this to yourself. And it's
you train your brain to believe something
to believe that you are an excellent, accurate psychic witch. And it's all part of the training. And this entire book is based on classes that he has been teaching for a number of years now that have helped a lot of people to reach their potential.
And Matt is actually teaching at PantheaCon.
Yes, he is. I'm so excited. I hope I get to go to his class.
He will also be at the Austin Witch Fest in Austin, Texas. Mm-hmm. And Christians are actually already forming up to picket.
I know, they're protesting.
They're protesting
well,
it.
That'll be fun.
Right? It's gonna be great. His book is great.
It's really, really good, you guys.
It is really, really good. Again, it's easy to read and it's very, very comprehensive. And he talks about, there were things in there that I was like, oh yeah, I did that back in the day.
But back into your early training.
In my early training, but he explains it in such a way that makes it feel fresh and new. Mm-hmm. So I love everything that he has put together in this book. Yep. I think it's very solid.
All right, so time for the out of 5, the stars.
I give it 5 stars.
I give it 5.
As do I.
It's a great
Holy
book.
crap, is this 2 books in a row?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very strong book.
We're reviewing the good books now.
That's right. It's I just can't say that enough. It is very well written. It's a strong book and it will help you become a psychic or a better psychic.
Yes. And so I would suggest highly
psychic
getting
witch.
it. I'm actually going to try it because even though I'm not a witch, I figured I could be a psychic druid.
Right, so, yeah, exactly.
And so it's
like
a lot
I said,
of applying the same.
I've my whole life been like, I'm not a psychic. My mother is a psychic. I am not one. And I've read several of these psychic development books. Gwyn tried to teach me to do psychic stuff, and it's never taken before. I'm going to try it again with this book. I think I will get farther for once.
And I think it's because Matt has broken it down into such bite-sized pieces that are easy to understand and it's manageable.
Right.
I think even with the part of my brain that's like, oh no, I can't do this perfectly, therefore I can't do this at all. They're small enough, bite-sized enough, manageable enough chunks that I'll be able to trick that part of my brain into being like, nah, you can do this though.
Exactly. I'm very excited. I'm going to read it again and I'm going to do the exercises because this is the other thing that Matt emphasizes in his book is I think he calls it having a childlike brain.
Yeah.
Where I'm in my vernacular, I would say
fun and imagination.
Yes, with fun and imagination. For me, I would say having a teachable spirit. Mm-hmm. That is a lifelong endeavor is to be teachable. You never have all of the information. There's always something to learn. This is one of those books. It doesn't matter where you are on the spectrum of psychic witch. You can learn something from this book.
Yeah. Rabbit says, I'm so easily distracted. I've already forgotten what the book is called. It is called
Psychic Witch.
Yes. Which I've been saying for weeks is a slightly boring title, but you know what? It's easy to remember. So
it's accurate. It's accurate because that is what the book is about. There's no hidden agenda here.
Yeah, it is about just what this book
psychic
is.
Witchcraft.
That's it for the reviews.
Very nice.
Also lovely.
Thanks.
Very lovely.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, that was fun.
Yeah.
I like talking about fun books.
Yeah, I love when we get a book I like.
Doesn't always happen.
Nope. And it's hard to tell.
How was the bibliography in this one for you?
I didn't even check.
Oh, wow. The book was so in depth that you didn't even check.
Yeah, I didn't even check the bibliography.
Wow.
It's a good bibliography.
That's amazing.
I like the book so much, I was like, I don't need it.
Oh, funny.
All right.
Well, there's just going to be somebody who listens to this later, whose name is Finn, who's not going to understand that statement at all.
Matt, you should consider yourself
highly praised.
Ode didn't give a shit about the bibliography. Yep. That says it all right there.
The book was good enough, I didn't care.
That's right.